So Unsung Hero. This is actually a good movie for once. Very unusual for this year. But yeah, it's got great values, a great message, uh, and a great story. Yeah, it's a definite watch in the cinema currently.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like the fifth good film of this year, basically.
Yeah, really hasn't been many.
Mm.
Yeah,
What it's about is it's basically a family moves from Australia to America because the economy's gone to hell in Australia for this guy's particular skill set.
yeah, in the music industry.
Yeah. So then they go there and they've basically got no money, so it's just about their like struggles adapting to a new country and new customs and all.
Yeah, and this guy thinks he can trust people, but they're breaking promises they make to him or being dishonest, or stretching the truth. And it's just about the families like trusting God to like help them and like guide them, and they sort of trust in that process really and stick to the plan, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah, what would you say are like the best things about it? If you're gonna pick out a couple of things.
Well, obviously it's based on a true story, so everything that happens actually happened in real life. So it's just nice to see someone's like succeed in life. And
Yeah. Do you think like the best movies lately seem to be on true stories, and that my theory is that people are rubbish at writing, like coming up with something and
uh,
making it seem genuine. So
that,
these are the only things that survive, basically.
that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, the writers are just awful at the moment. And I think it's just because they've been hired to fill a quota, and it's not because they're good writers.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was just thinking of Ordinary Angels as well. Exactly the same, isn't it? It's a
Hmm.
real story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and back to black.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, true. But yeah, the original stuff isn't grounded in reality, is it? It's like in some like place that these writers think exists, but it actually doesn't.
Yeah,
You know.
because they're in Hollywood and they got this like warped reality from that experience. And
Yeah, yeah, that's what it seems like. And they don't know like normal Americans or what people in Europe or poor people are even doing. They have no idea. They're so disconnected from it. But yeah, if we go back to this movie, like I said, the values, pursuit of your dreams, and especially the family unit element of it. I think that was the strongest part, wasn't it? How they demonstrated that, teamwork makes the dream work sort of thing.
yeah, the dad and mum had a really good like parental relationship, didn't
Yeah, it's sort of like a good cop, bad cop sort of thing sometimes, wasn't it?
they?
They supportive of each other as well.
Yeah, it's not like these stupid films now where like they put some random abuser thing like, oh, she's just with him for like no reason. Basically, she's putting up with his rubbish.
Yeah,
And then they actually just work together like a normal family. Didn't
yeah, because if, like I was saying, if a Hollywood writer had done this, then they would have had it like yours and said this guy, even though he's trying his absolute hardest, he's a bad person because he's making her do this. He's making her go to America.
they? Yeah, he's
You know,
evil.
yeah, but really, he's just trying his hardest and he's doing what he thinks right, and she's just supporting him. And it worked out in the end. So
Yeah,
shouldn't have spoiler because obviously they're not gonna, like we always say, they're not going to make a story where it ends bad. I mean,
yeah.
he just ends up going back to Australia. So.
So keeping on with the parents, the mother in particular was really good in this film, and she was portrayed as a really good mother figure to the children, wasn't she?
Yeah, yeah, she had that like nurturing, you know, nature about her, didn't she?
Yeah.
Which you don't often see in movies again, really. And yeah, there's multiple instances of them like achieving something, and they were giving thanks to God every time when they weren't saying, "Oh, it was us," it was all us. We're doing putting all this work, and they recognised that it was like God who give them this opportunity and give them, the platform, and they just took that chance, didn't they? That's how they looked at it.
Yeah. Yeah, she kept on saying miracles. God was giving them miracles.
Yeah. And, it's like pride. They say, like, pride comes before a fall, don't they? Because you think, yeah, I'm really good at this, everything. I'm good at everything. I can do anything, But that's not the case. It's like they're just thinking, God's given me this, so I've got to keep going.
Yeah, I gotta make the most of it.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. It's a really good mindset. Quite inspiring, really.
Yeah. And then when she was pregnant with a sick child, like, apparently something happened where there was a bit of complications with it. But then she still went back and had a seventh child, even though she knew the risks that it could present having another child.
That was it, wasn't it? So what do you think, like, leading on from that as well? Like, they had loads of children, didn't they? And, like, the judgment they were receiving, and also, like, praise in some instances, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, these career type people or whatever, seeing them and they're like, you got too many children, like, what the hell are you doing, basically? How can you afford that?
Yeah.
But then, like, the women and man at the church, like, they became friends with early on into film, really. Like, they were the first person to, like, accept them having, like, a big family.
Yeah.
Like, they understood it, basically.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And it shows in like a community of like-minded people, like within the church. Like, that is normal, like having a big family, really, with that throughout history, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only like the last 30, 40 years that it's become 2 children, 1 children households, which obviously isn't good for the population growth. But yeah, on that family as well, obviously that whole dynamic of, was the guy overstepping the mark, with how he was helping them? Was he trying to be God himself? That sort of thing, wasn't it? Like, obviously he's doing his best to help them, wasn't he? It was a good thing he was doing, but I don't know.
Maybe he should have asked before he did some of the stuff, because
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Like, obviously the dude would have said no to, like, most of the things, but
yeah,
then at least you've asked and he said no. But if you ask and then they say, yeah, okay, thanks for the help, but then he just did it, didn't he?
Yeah, or you ask and then he, like, denies it, and then you come with some sort of in between, where you sort of get him involved as well, instead of him just going, just doing something. He just finds out about it when it turns up on the doorstep, doesn't he?
Yeah, obviously he was feeling emasculated from some of the stuff that happened.
Yeah, which is completely understandable. Like, that whole side of it, I was like completely in the dad's mindset, I was like, yeah, I would really feel uncomfortable with it. Because he was like beaten down at that point, wasn't
he? Everything he tried had failed.
Yeah, but he was still grinding. But yeah, that's a lot of good elements. There's obviously more to it, but you're getting into real spoiler territory. You're getting into the proper story elements then, aren't you?
Yeah.
But they're like the really good themes that were in the movie. I don't know if you thought there was anything bad. I know we discussed a couple of things before we started filming, but
yeah, the first 30 minutes, like, they're a bit slow because they had to try and tell you, like, what had happened and why he was at this point in his life.
Yeah, it's really difficult, isn't it, to just pick up in like a random place. They've already had 6 children. Like, loads of stuff has already happened. It's hard, isn't it? But it's like, how much do you explain it, really? Or do you just like sort of give us like 10 minutes and then just get on with it? We just sort of work it out. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, because when they finally got to America, then the film got really good, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And then the whole thing of the dad, like we said, he was completely beaten down, and then his father, he was back in Australia. Everyone else in their family stayed back in Australia, and he passed away, didn't he? And he, at that point, he just like fell apart because he couldn't even afford to get back to Australia, could he, to go to the funeral or anything.
Yeah, and obviously the grandchildren wanted to go to the funeral as well.
Yeah.
So he couldn't just go back by himself.
No, that was it, yeah. And he was just like confined himself to his room, didn't he? Just, completely depressed.
Yeah. And that was like A bit odd scene, wasn't it?
Yeah, didn't fit the tone of the movie, did it? Really?
No.
I think about it. Yeah, and then there was that whole thing. It was like the birthday party after, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
well, right at the beginning. That's in the first half an hour bit, wasn't it?
Oh, right.
And he's at his own
Oh,
birthday
yeah.
party.
Yeah, that's it.
And he just doesn't speak the whole time, but everyone acts like he's acting normal.
He's just raging that he lost out on a deal, and he was.
Yeah, it's one of them like film scenes, isn't it? Like classic film scenes where the main character, you've seen them have something bad happen to them, and then they just go like all into their shell. But all the other characters act like nothing's happened.
Yeah, right.
But in real life, it wouldn't happen like that, would it?
No, probably not. But yeah, they're the only bad elements, really. When I think they're not even bad, really, to be honest.
Yeah, I was like, how else could you do it, really? They had to do it like that, basically.
Yeah, was it one? Yeah. But yeah, we've already mentioned about acting. She was really good, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Maybe the dad was overacting in parts, but I think he said he's not an actor, is he, by trade? So
No, I don't think so.
yeah. And they also limited the child actors, didn't they? They didn't put too much of them in. You know, I think we said before, we don't like it when you got too many lines from children because they just mess it up and they slow the pace down.
Yeah. Either they look way too old to be speaking like a child, or they look too young to be speaking like adult, basically.
Yeah.
You get these like 8-year-olds coming up with like crazy sentences, like they just wouldn't say that.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, the granddad as well. He was really good, wasn't he? Like the phone conversations he's having with his son. And, like, he's a really inspirational guy, wasn't he? Really motivating.
Yeah, because especially because it's just over the phone conversation. Like they had like a half a screen like thing of him like talking to his son or whatever, and he did a really good performance in like a pretty limited role, really.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, really good. Yeah. So yeah, the acting was really good.
Yeah.
In general.
So if you aren't convinced to watch this film by now, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this string of Christian movies. Well, it's not even a Christian movie, really. It's only minor references to God, wasn't it? Whatever, but...
This would just be a normal movie 20 years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, this, like we said, this is like the counterculture now, so they've got to make good stuff on to keep going. We've had a few. And then there's Possum Trot one. Which I don't know, don't know if I told you about that.
No.
Coming out soon, that looks really good. Angel Studios. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Yeah, well, what sort of rating are we giving this one? I think we give Ordering the Angels 4.5, didn't we? Which is like, but that was top tier, wasn't it? This is slightly below that. It wasn't as emotional, was it? That's why I think.
No. So we can't give it 4.5, so we gotta bump it down to 4.
Yeah, I think that's fair, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously 4 is still really good, like that's like 85%.
80, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% recommend.
Leave a comment saying what you think is going to be the next film that's actually good coming out soon.
Yeah, good point though. Obviously we're getting to some big ones soon, hopefully. Twisters and all that, so yeah, be interesting. Horizon.
Quiet Place, Day 1.
Yeah, which I think will actually be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we look forward to that, and see you next time.
Like and subscribe.